the ever-changing weather around the world, ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world. With Kumho Tyre that has conquered all, there is no road you cannot go. Go with Kumho. Kumho Tyre.
I ain't playing weak, no, I'm playing for keeps. Can't stop me, I'm a legend. I run with the crew that's making the moves. Get out of the way, we coming through. We got this, never stopping, and we won't lose. No, we can't lose. Yeah! Are you ready? Yeah! We are the legends. We are the legends. Yeah! Are you ready? We are the legends. We are the legends.
Over the Wisconsin mountains here into Road America. I am Hamish Munro, your yourself a little bit to the viewers.
Yeah, so I'm kind of next in, guys. Yeah, new to veterans. Did a lot of work for some other leagues, and yeah, lucky enough the veteran guys have invited me over, and now I'm here. So yeah, I'm kind of next in, the announcer, and yeah, good to be here.
But so Road America, located just about an hour north of Milwaukee.
Quite a bit. Done quite a bit of racing around here. Absolutely amazing track around here. It's a very fast flowing track, and if you don't have those down pat, just being very methodical around here. Just knowing your stuff about the track, just being very smooth as well. And yeah, you should be all right. But yeah, great little track. Absolutely. Oh, it's not little. It's about five k's long. Very big track. So yeah, yeah. Very good, very good field here tonight. Good, good to see Simon on the front row. Done a lot of racing with him. He's a very fast competitor. Simon did a lot of racing with him. He actually does the NZ Supercars. So it's good to see him out on track here. P1.
I've just been told
Yeah.
no one could hear me when I was doing the grid. Fantastic.
Unfortunate.
Oh, well. We're about to get underway here, guys. As we're waiting for the lights to go out. flashing the lights is Simon. He's eager to go.
Yeah, he would be. Being on P1, the right-hand side of the track. He's got the corner, first corner. So, yeah, I'd say he's ready to go. But Stephen Grumley behind him, he's a very fast competitor. And Todd in P2 as well, very fast competitor. There's definitely no slow drivers out here tonight. But, yeah, car 053 on the front row.
Well, I've been saying for the last couple of weeks that this series has got some of the fastest guys in it, especially for their age group. I mean, like Split 1 has got Scops level drivers racing in there.
Definitely does.
And I mean, across all three splits, the racing can be absolutely excellent. And you are almost always guaranteed a high entertainment factor for these races. Which, you know, it's great to see. As we still wait on the grid. I might actually have time to say the rest of the grid now. Oh no, they're revving their engines. Too late. Sorry for the muck up, guys. Here we go, and we're underway here at Road America. Heddershee getting off to a great start there ahead of Duggan. He's got Brumley just in behind Minot, getting up a spot there right into P4 there, just behind his teammates. So they come into turn 1.
Teammates getting very close there, side by side down to turn 1.
Oh, there's been a bit of a knock there.
Huge contact in the back there.
Massive.
That was huge. Look at that.
Oh my
Becky's
God.
car all over the road.
That is
racecraft injuries and everything. Everyone's just
Oh,
everywhere.
Bruce
Tonight. Bang.
McLeod into the wall.
Shadow Racing got a huge damage there. Down to the back straight. Look at that. They're all just trying to figure out what just happened there. That was huge contact.
Unbelievable.
Wonder if that's a safety car. We're going down to turn 3 now. Had to think there for a second.
No, down here now, up at turn 5 as they come through.
That was an absolute huge crash there.
Unbelievable.
That was absolutely a spectacle, but it'd be terrible for these drivers.
As I said, just entertainment factor is up there. Let's quickly just move up now to the front of the field. Simon Heddershee leading this race at the moment. Into that roll bar cam that I love so much.
I was talking about being smooth. Look how smooth he is on that steering wheel.
That's
up to the fast ride.
That's one of the beauties of this camera angle, I reckon. You can just see the wheel work, see the footwork as he comes through the kink. I do have to wonder though if we are going to get a safety car after that incident, because that was absolutely massive. Just a reminder as well, guys, that this stream is dedicated to Balin Stewart, who unfortunately passed away a year ago. I believe it was today. And if you guys would like to donate, be sure to search up the Balin Stewart Foundation. They're doing a lot of great things. Use the hashtag #BinTheBlade4Balin to try and stop knife crimes happening in Australia.
Yes, definitely. It's unfortunate, but here today to represent his death and move on. And
a safety car has come out here, so we have now got a little bit of a period to sort of just chat about what happened there. That was massive.
That was huge.
That was absolutely huge.
That was huge. Good to see the guys that are just getting roaring down to turn 1, and that was huge.
They were having a crash, but
that was at least 20 cars involved there. But unfortunate for those guys.
Oh, 100%. Just super unfortunate for them. But I mean, if they can keep their heads down and keep going in this race, they might be able to pull something back from it.
Yep.
For sure. But this is the current state of play right now. Heddershee leading the race still after only one lap. Yes, we're under safety car now, but he retained his lead. Duggan losing out on second place there to Grumley. Does that kind of play a factor now in Duggan's strategy? Or does he just kind of stay in it because he's still so close to the front, do you reckon?
At this point of time, if you were further down the back, I'd actually box. Especially even if you don't even have damage, just a couple more litres of fuel. Because at the end of the day, if there's another pit stop, and I'm sure there will be, having that bit extra fuel would definitely help out that. Hi everyone in chat too. We're all seeing your text messages. Hey guys, good to see you. And but at this point in time, Stephen Grundley, yeah, you were talking about his teammate. Yeah, I'd stay up the front if I was him. All the guys up the front, I'd stay out. But if you're a bit mid-pack and down the back, yeah, I'd go for the box.
Yeah, I reckon that's probably one of the better strategies that you could play, just because, you know, you can get that undercut sort of deal and try and move your way up further in the field. I mean, I reckon we're probably going to be under safety car for quite a few laps. But yeah, I mean, carnage already, turn one, lap one, I mean, the only way it could have happened any sooner was if it happened on the line. And I mean, it was just absolute carnage. Just absolute carnage.
If we're getting a replay of that, Hamish, that would actually be great. But if
Yeah.
not,
I'll be honest with you, haven't figured that out yet. But I reckon end of the race, we're definitely going to go and have a look at that crash again.
Definitely.
When we speak to the podium finishers today. But yeah, just unbelievable accident. But you know, these guys, they are very committed to this championship, and they are very committed to trying to be the best they can be. And I guess just sometimes you get that red vision, and you just want to go for it because you just want to go for gold at the end of the day. Which, you know, is a big thing. Let's see if we can check out how many positions people have made up. No, that's okay.
Unfortunately for Bruce as well, Mick Lloyd down the back as well. See you there in chat too, mate. That was really unfortunate there.
Yeah.
He would have a lot of damage. That was one of the cars on shot on screen there as well. Really unfortunate there. Tell you what, Stephen Grumley though, he's in a really nice spot here behind Simon.
Oh, 100%. And he's going to, I reckon that restart, he is just going to be watching for that first little blip of throttle, and he's going to be ready to go trying to follow Simon around, because I mean, we saw it last week at Phillip Island. You give Simon space, and he's just gonna leave you for dead if he has that clean air and he has nothing to defend against. Especially with guys right behind you. If you're in P2 and you're defending against them, it's harder to be able to stay, you know, with the front guy. So maybe these guys will work together a little bit.
I could definitely see them working together, but at this point in time, if I was Simon, I'd just try and gap the field as fast as you can. If he can go between, I reckon, kind of hold up the field until the last minute, then go for it. Just because it's such a long straight, if the car behind you gets a bit of slipstream, you will be caught out by that. But it looks like Stephen's just sitting right behind him.
Yeah, he's looking underneath Simon's wing there, and he's parking a tent. He's just, although he's kind of moved back a bit now. Out from under his wing there.
We should go down the field, shall we?
Yeah, let's check out where a couple of people are. So, Troy Sipple into the top 10, up 3 spots. Biggest mover of that whole incident, Adam Simpson, up 11 spots from P23 up to P12. That's a great start for him.
Good to see Adam Simpson here too. Seen him do a lot of F3s recently in different leagues, so it's good to see him in a V8 supercar.
Fantastic.
Really good to see.
Yeah, we'll see P19 as well. Dale Carpenter up 12 spots from where he started. So he really he must have just manoeuvred through all that carnage without a scratch. And I don't know how he did it, but just unbelievable. He's a bit of magic on it there. He must be a magician, I reckon.
There are some magicians out there, so keep out for Dale there. See how many positions he moves up through the field.
Yeah. The biggest loser out of all of that was Mark Houghton, down 26 spots at the moment. Wow. Still on the lead lap though, which is good. So I don't believe he actually had to pit. He must have just slowed down for the incident, maybe.
Yep. Yeah, he was up the front there in P4, so he's maybe just a bit cautious.
I mean, he's surely got the pace to get back up there. You know, he was round 1 winner. He's qualified in the top 5. I doubt he's going to be up the back very long. I think he's definitely going to be pushing to try and get forward, which he'll need to be careful though as he tries to make his way forward, because he doesn't want to push too hard and then end up hitting the wall or coming in contact with another driver as he makes his way through.
He's got to play it smart here. He really does. It's all about just setting the car up in the right position to go, okay, right, I've got to... he's got to have a benchmark, right? He's got to go, right, I need to be in the top 20, go to the top 10, then go top 5. I think that's what his goal should be right now. But the main goal right now is to get the good launch, and we might as well go back up to Simon and see what he's saying.
Yeah, let's check it out, see if we have any sight on the safety car still. No, we don't, and they're going racing again. He's gone early up the hill.
Steve Grumley's got to have some really good slipstream here too, so looks like Son's just left him for dead though.
Yeah.
Steve Grumley.
I reckon he's caught him napping a little bit. Yeah, he's gone full blitz. Let's check out the battle box as well, so we can keep an eye on some of the changes in position here.
Todd in the Nova car right behind him, the Mustang, looking very racy right behind Stephen Grumley. Just sitting right there. He's been smart. I think a lot of these guys will use their noggin tonight. Obviously, been a big track. If you got a lap down, so just keep it nice and friendly. That's the word I'm going to use all night. It's just been very close to each other.
It's very entertaining. I mean,
It is.
You know, you see an accident like that happen in racing, immediately a race becomes people's favourites because those big crashes. And, obviously, these guys are not in danger like real drivers. Something did happen there.
Todd off the road. So is Steve.
I think he might have dived Steve in there on the inside of the corner, but he's going a bit slow. He's having that line there, and I wonder maybe serious slow. That dive bubble.
Dude, just getting passed by everyone. He's going to go right down the back now. He's probably just letting Steve go by so he doesn't get a penalty. The KFC car going by now.
So let's head up forward, back towards Simon Henderson. Here going the roll bar view. He comes around the king. Let's watch his smooth input here on the wheel.
Yeah, very smooth. And that's the main goal for him tonight. So he's on P2 now, Jason
Dibatito at the moment.
So, looks like Steve's teammate up the inside. There's contact there too.
Jason got knocked on the rear end there.
Look at that.
He's kind of been forced out of position there by the WKMP car of Matty McMillan and Brian Minogue just in behind.
That famous go-karting team now on the simulator. Feels like it now, so those guys are definitely moving up in the rank. Great move there. They're just trying to pull through the Tyre temperature, trying to get rid of Steve's teammate there, Martin. And turn 1 now for the 4th time. No, I was wrong, the 5th time.
The 5th time.
Time flies.
Oh, it does, especially when you got as much entertainment and excitement as this race has had already in those 5 laps. I mean, we've already had more safety cars in this race than we did last week, so already more entertaining than the spectators point of view.
Definitely. I can imagine all the guys that are watching this right now, they're going, wow, that was a lot of action. Hopefully everyone's enjoying it out there too. Coming down to turn 3.
No, that's turn 5 there. It's classified as turn 5. They classify the other corners as corners something. I'll bet.
Kingston.
Yeah.
Those other small ones.
Yeah, for sure. Just back here. Troy Sippel just in behind. He's come up into P6 now. As well.
Good looking Pecky's car as well. Very nice. Very nice and helpful.
Not bad. Definitely different. They're very noticeable, aren't they? You can see them on track tonight. Yeah, it's a Pecky's car. Adamson's sitting up the top 10 as well. Fisher Motorsports.
Moved up 3 positions. He's definitely on the charge. Not like his other fishy drivers. Like Blake Delaney and Mark Whiting, so he's on the charge.
100%.
See if he makes the dive coming up to him now. On the left hand side, he needs to put his car on the right hand side. Has a look. Backs out of it though, very smart move, and it looks like the car in front of him is just trying to get away from Adam Simpson there.
Yeah, I think Paul's just trying to put his foot down and try and get past the car in front.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere near a fishy car. Very quick drivers, but Paul's doing very well out of it.
Someone's gone to the pits early there. I think that was Matthew Webster. He's had a bit of a knock here on the side of his page. We'll have to see where he comes out, possibly when he has to pit again. We go up now, back up P2 here. Matty McMillan. You see Simon just starting to build a gap between him and second place and Matty McMillan.
Simon doing very well here. Holding off everyone. Good drive on the exit there. Down to turn 5. Lucky I'm not calling it turn 3 anymore.
Very
turn 5.
Very tough corner is turn 6 though as they come up the hill. You've got to be very careful on that curve. You light it up at the wrong time when you're going round. So turn 6.
I'm racing here next Tuesday. I'm not looking forward to it because it's a very hard track. I think all the guys in the chat will do agree with me. Have a look how much they're just moving around. Look how much body roll the car's got. They do not sit right the whole way because the car's loaded here, so all the suspension's nice and loaded through here. Now it's going to slowly undo itself on the exit here. Got to get a good launch out. It's done very nicely there. Very nice drive. That's why he's up in the P2. Holding off those next runners too.
Let's check back with the other big moves in the field. Alistair Bales up 13 spots in this race already. He's doing quite well to move up the field. I believe he finished in the top 10 last week as well. So he has got some good pace in these cars. Be interesting to see how he goes. Peter Latham currently up 10 spots. Scott Weston 12 spots. So he's made some big moves. And Michael Schroeder just behind there. Old Mate and Sons up 12 spots as well.
Very nice cars, I'm noticing, for the first time commentating.
Yeah, I've been saying for the last couple of weeks that this championship has actually got some of the most professional things I've seen in the Supercars championship, and it's quite refreshing to see. Just speaking about Mark Outney for a second, he's already moved up a couple of spots. So now he's only 20 spots down from where he started. So he's already moving through the field. So
he's moved up in about 10 positions. It looks like a brake lock up. A lot of smoke coming from turn 1.
It was
off the road.
It was Michael Schroeder.
Just trying to rejoin here.
Get your bucket and spade out, Michael. You've won it for this round, son.
doing sandcastles out there, but he's got back on the track very nicely there. Now he's got a nice little gap between him from the cars in front and the cars behind, so he just needs to find a bit of pace in the car.
Oh, just keep his head down and push forward and try and get further up the field. We'll go up forward now. Simon Hedesheed once again. Further up the field.
I think we should call him the smooth operator at this point. He's just very smooth on the wheel.
He's smooth, calm, calculated. Although that was a bit of a wiggle there as we say that. Bit of a
we opened our mouths.
Oh, we did. We just, you just need to keep them shut sometimes, apparently.
I know.
He's got a hell of a gap going. You can see it there. Look. Goosey's not even... McMillan's dropped down past Goosey as well.
Oh, wow.
Goosey now... Old Mate Son's coming through the kink, but you can see the gap there. Like, it was a good couple of seconds. 4 seconds, in fact, as it says on the battle box.
Yeah, he's got through the other competitors. He's got through Martin, and one of them's off. I think that's Martin, actually. Indeed, that was
Matty
Martin.
McMillan. Oh, that's a bad camera angle for that. As he just parks it up there, turning around, he must have just he's gone a bit too deep in towards Thunder Valley.
Great name,
Very good at all. Oh, such a good corner now.
He can get bogged out there too, so he's just driving it very nicely, getting all the gravels and everything in the old radiator. All the dust coming off the track, that's going to get onto the track, so it's going to be very slippery coming out of that corner.
Yeah, as his teammates coming up behind him there.
Bit of help from the teammates, never bad. Come down the last corner now. Look at that damage on the car. He's
He's
gonna have to go for the pit stop.
Sure. Yeah, but he
Yep.
is. He's heading in. Let's head back up now towards our leader, Simon Heddersheed. Gap still remaining out to about 4 seconds back to Jason. Or to Darren Goosey, sorry. Jason about 5 seconds behind almost. Just comes. Oh, bit of a slide there.
Just needs to be easy on the throttle at this point. He's almost halfway. He's got a bit to go, but it's not looking too far away to get a pit stop done.
He's doing very, very well. Just reminding you as well, guys, this race dedicated to the Bale and Stewart and for the Bale and Stewart Foundation. If you would like to donate, please go to baleandstewartfoundation.com. I believe it is. I believe that's the URL.
No, I think you're on the money, mate.
No, baleandstewartfoundation.org.au. And there is a donation. There's a donate now button there. Click on that, and you can make a donation to a really worthy cause in memory of a great young bloke who was taken way too soon. So we just we'll head back now. Check out Darren just in behind here.
Bit of information too from the old chat. Whoever's in here, I can see the chat, so put some messages in, say hi to us, guys. It's always good to chat to you guys, especially as the drivers. So Matt in the nice black and green livery has actually said net code I hit the grass, turned into the wall for no reason. Unfortunate, mate.
Very, very unfortunate. I know that Matt has got some incredible pace though, so I reckon he will do quite well across the season regardless. So hopefully he can just keep his head down, and if there's as much carnage as we've already seen throughout the rest of the race, well, he just has to avoid it, and I'm sure he'll make up some spots throughout, for sure.
Definitely. It's just keeping consistent in a championship. You can be the fastest one on the day, but if you're not fast across the whole calendar, you will not get a championship. So that's definitely a bit of words of wisdom.
Well, I mean, I've been saying for the past couple of weeks now that, you know, it's not always like you don't have to come in this championship and win every single race. It's the guys who finish consistently in that top 10 who do well. Just because, like you know, the top 15 guys on any race could win the race just through the carnage that you see, through raw pace, or even just through their own driver ability. So, you know, these guys are all very, very fast drivers, and it's a very close field in terms of pace. So they're doing very, very well today. Also, Alistair Bales is now up to P13, up 17 positions. He is the person who's come up the furthest in this field at this point. Just in behind him, another one now in P8, Adam Simpson, up 15 spots already. So he's got some mega pace today, doing very, very well.
All the fishies have been helping him out. It looks like his pace has just exploded recently, so he's mega drive tonight. Really good to see though, isn't it? You see some of these drivers just improving so much day in, day out.
Well, I mean, you come in and you might watch split 3 drivers, and then a couple of seasons later they're suddenly in bottom of split 1 or even at the top of split 2. Like, the progression is just fantastic throughout this championship and throughout this whole league. It's absolutely incredible, and you know, the storylines write themselves, you know, of the incidents or even just the battles on track, just like real supercars. So, you know, it's great to see, and it's great for these guys at this age to have a supportive place like this where they can have some healthy competition.
Yeah, healthy competition's never bad. I actually raced quite a few of these guys, so it's quite funny to commentate them now. Yeah, definitely racing against Simon and Adam and a couple more of them, and yeah, it's good to see. They're very competitive guys. You talk about the whole age thing. I don't think age matters in sim racing, because it's all about your knowledge, and it's all about knowledge at the end of the day. So they've all got it.
100%. So we've just gone back up here to Jason for Hypersonic Racing. Currently P3. He has dropped a gap a little bit ahead to Darren Goosey there, but tell you what, Simon Hedersheed, he is still keeping that lead. Although he has dropped about 8/10 back to Darren. So now that Darren's broken away from that little pack, he's starting to come after him now.
I would say Simon might do an undercut. That'd be a very good strategy just to. I mean,
saying
you go
that-
back into traffic.
In
though,
saying
so-
that, last week he did a perfect overcut. He went about 7 laps more than... So he was in P4, went about 7 laps more than the guy who was in P1 who pit first, and he come out in first place.
Wow.
Just absolutely mega strategy. Unbelievable.
That would have been from all the traffic P1 probably went back to. So yeah, it could work for the overcut. I've done it here before and it does work. Definitely does work. But getting into that whole traffic situation is definitely not good. But if you can get a good mix of it, it's definitely an undercut's definitely worth it at times. But yeah, it looks like Darren's just absolutely blazing it away, and we might as well go on his cockpit, shall we?
Yeah, let's check out the old roll bar cam here. Check out this smooth inputs of Simon Hedersheed, the smooth operator of V8 Veterans, as we've now established.
Oh, I was going to say go to Darren and see what he's up
Oh
to.
yeah. Let's suss out Darren now. Back to Darren Goosey here, P2. Let's see how well he can get forward. Slide the timing tower for you just for a moment so we can see the whole road ahead as he comes up now towards turn 5. Oh, big heavy braking zone here. Got to be careful of a compression lock coming into this left hand corner as well. Careful on the curb, nicely done.
Can we get the braking right through here? Second gear, get the throttle down very early, mid apex. Run it out wide, use all that curbing, go all the way to the left. Third gear, almost try and get the thing flat. Bit of a twitch to the steering wheel there. Darren there coming down to probably the best corner of the track. Hit the second marker 2, I call it, nickname it. Hug it the whole way around if you can. Go out wide. Get the second apex as he is.
Down
Really
through
nice.
Carousel, doing very well here. Up towards the King. One of the fastest corners on the circuit. Also, can be very difficult if you don't get the perfect balance of a dab of brake or a bit of lift to get around that corner. It can just cause you to go smack bang into the wall on that left hand side as he comes down now towards Thunder Valley through the right. See, peeking through the trees, the sun shining through. Around the final corner now.
Very nice lap there though. Very smooth.
Yeah, he's done very well there. Also as
And,
well, just back, sorry to interrupt just for a second, James
No, you're
Boardman up
good.
into the top 10 now. Has just gotten past Peter Verme here for Infinity Motorsport. This guy, very, very quick on his day. Won round 1 last year at Bathurst in his very first Vets race. And he is very pacey on his day, so he's someone that we'll have to keep an eye on today, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, just going back to what you were saying just before.
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, very smooth lap from Darren there. I think it's just being up the front, it's just being smooth. At the end of the day, it's not being who gets the throttle down the fastest. It's just who's got the smoothest steering wheel and just being smooth at the end of the day. You see a lot of drivers trying to get the power down as quickly as they can, but just keeping that tyre life under the car and not spinning out all the time.
Well, I mean, the power input for these cars is so almost instant that you can just cook your tyres if you're not accelerating at the right moment, turning in at the right with the right smooth inputs. So you know, it's definitely a whole lot to juggle. But you know, people who can drive these cars well are incredible and incredibly fast as well.
Yeah, definitely, and we might as well keep chatting about Simon because he's up in P1. We might as well give him a bit of flight, you know, onto him. Really nice dude too. Raced a lot with him, side by side with him, and really nice dude. Bit quiet, but yeah, very nice dude, and he knows his stuff. Definitely knows his stuff. Talks about vets all the time too, sporting the vets, and yeah, good dude, really nice dude.
I mean,
Anyways.
even though I don't compete in vets, and I'm nowhere near old enough to compete in vets,
Oh,
I'll talk.
you and I both.
I'll talk it up so much because it's a great championship, and there is a great sense of community about these guys. In their Discord or even during their practice sessions, you'll have guys from Split 1 helping out guys in the lower splits to try and get faster because, they want some good competition and they want everyone to improve, throughout the whole field. So it's great to watch, honestly.
Yeah, I was talking to my old man about it, and yeah, want him to join up, see what he thinks of it. So might need to buy him a rig and a PC.
I mean,
He's retiring pretty shortly too, so might see what happens.
oh well. I mean, like my dad races in Split 2 here, and he absolutely loves it. But there are a couple of the older blokes in the league, and they're all just they're having a good old crack, and they're having a good time, which is great. Let's just have a look back here. Gary Buckland up 10 spots for Old Mate and Sons into the top 10 now. He's just beside Adam Simpson.
Adam Simpson, really good run here. Looks like Adam's just got the dive bomb perfectly done, and Gary might go for the under over. Adam not covering it off completely, just trying to get a good run on exit here. Very nice there from Adam Simpson in the Mustang.
Doing
Purpley,
very, very well.
Purpley fishy Mustang.
Yeah. I don't mind the purple. It's nice and subtle. It looks quite nice, actually.
Compared to his other teammates, so Jamie Dyke with the bright green.
I mean,
So, yeah,
it's recognisable, and as I've been saying, this team in particular, very, very recognisable liveries, which is good for their branding, which is what a part of supercars or part of racing is about, which is great. As he's now up 17 spots from where he started, so he's starting to rival. What was it? I think it was James McCartan last week. He finished the race 21 spots up from where he started, just through clean, solid racing throughout the race. So maybe Adam can do the same thing today and just gain a heap of spots throughout.
How many positions did you say Adam was up to?
Up 17.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
17
Absolutely.
spots. It's absolutely incredible. So now onto lap 14 here of Road America. We'll go back into Simon. He's already up to the lap traffic here of Glenn Corbett.
This is not what you'd want as a P1, position 1.
You'd hope that Glenn wouldn't make it too difficult for him here.
You would hope not. Just back out on the straight, but yeah, it looks like Simon's too far away, so we'll see just Glenn probably back out mid-track here. But it's a very hard track to overtake people, let alone get around lap traffic.
I mean, there's a lot of heavy braking zones, and a couple of nice long straights, but it's staying with the person throughout the track because you have that whole middle section. It's very tight, almost kind of like a nicely elevated street circuit a little bit. You have those sharp hairpins for a good 4 or 5 corners in a row. Simon just right out sideways there as he comes into the carousel.
Huge slide out of the exit there.
Unbelievable. That was well caught.
That was very good. Looks like Simon's really pushing him now. Darren just catching up really quickly. Should probably jump on to Darren.
Yeah, let's check him out. Yeah, see how he's going. Let's come up now towards Thunder Valley.
Huge sponsor down the side of it as well. Car looks really good. But
running a special livery this week in memory of Balin, so it's looking quite nice. I like the I'm liking the orange gold colour that's on it. Looks very good.
It's very nice. Orange is never a bad colour. It's almost a bronze actually.
Yeah. Yeah, now that you say that, is almost bronze. It is, of course, in the Balin Stewart Foundation colours. There's a slight oversteer there from Darren on exit.
I thought he backed out of that. I think he was thinking about the pits. I think a lot of the pit stops would be coming up shortly. But,
quite possibly. Is now come on to lap 15.
207 just being pumped out by Simon there. 203.
Very low sevens as well. So
yeah, 207.3. Very nice lap there.
He's done very, very well. And they're lapping about a second and a third faster than Jason in P3. So he's dropping a couple of spots here as Glenn just lets the top two pass him down the straight. Lets his teammate pass as well, just in behind.
Let's go down the field and see what's happening in the mid-pack, maybe.
James Baldwin up to P8 now. Well, doing very, very well. Adam Simpson has dropped a couple of spots. He's back down now to P11. Peter Latham here, P12, up 17 positions. Will Munro.
Fast entry too.
Yep, Will Munro back into the top 20 here in P18 for Infinity Motorsports, doing very well. Michael Power up 6 spots too. After sort of just making his way slowly through the field throughout the race. But I'm just going to quickly go back up to the front of the field as we are encroaching towards lap 16, which will be a lap of honour and silent lap for Balin Stewart's memory. So we're going to focus on Jason for lap 16 once he begins it, and then we shall return to giving our comments after that lap. So he's just coming up now to the Thunder Valley. As he comes round the right hand corner, nice and smooth, doing very well.
A lot of leagues have done this for the death, so it's good to see a lot of leagues doing it and a lot of sport behind it. So we'll take a lap of science and yeah, right on board with Jason here.
Back now, lap 17. See Jason just starting it here. A couple of people already jumping into the pits right now. Mario Reel, Brett Douglas, Peter Latham, Stephen Greck and Alistair Bales have just pitted on that lap. This puts James Baldwin up into P4, up 11 spots now. Gary Buckland just in behind. Oh, he's just had an accident at the top of the hill.
That's huge.
Just caught the end of that as we clicked onto it. Wow, running a V8 ute now, missing that boot and rear wing.
Do you miss the old V8 utes as well, the super utes that are cool?
I don't mind the modern day super utes, but V8 utes were definitely something different. So Adam Simpson now up to P5 as he just goes down the inside of the WKMP car there.
Really nice move there. Just just very solid moves. Nothing too aggressive. Just a nice simple move. Yeah, it's good to see. Just drivers using all the track, but giving everyone a bit of room as well. So heaps of room being given there.
Yeah, some really, really great clean battles throughout this race. So we'll just go up around the carousel here. Here's Boardman. Infinity Motorsports P4 at the moment, up 11 spots. Doing very, very well. Looking very racy today. Got some great pace about him. We'll have to see where he comes out after the pit stops. We see Simon Hedesheet just clipping the dirt there out of Thunder Valley. And he's lost a bit of time back to Darren Goosey here. Goosey has really made his way up back through the field here, back towards him. Down to 1.5 second the gap.
Yeah, it was actually down to 9/10 there, so he's, Simon's found a bit more time into the car, so let's see if he goes for the box, and yes indeed he does.
He comes in, so does Darren, he follows him in. Have to see how this eventuates in the pits. So does Jason in P3 coming in.
Darren really nice there, just getting right onto the back of Simon too. This is going to be interesting with the pit stops. Let's see if any of them mess up their pit stops. We'll ride them all, but we'll just stay with Simon.
Yep, top
And,
6 in the pits. Mark Houghton staying out in P7, so remember he was moved down the field a bit earlier in that race after the first lap incident, so I have to see where what he can do now that he leads this race. Just keep an eye on Simon here, our leader. Scotty Rattler comes past it. Look at that. Look at the timing tower. Majority of the top 20 in the pits right now.
It's almost a full 20 cars. Mark going for a different strategy though. It's good to see different people do that. So, look at Simon, not even... They're still up on the jacks, one of the Pecky's cars.
Goosey's coming out. Simon's coming out. He's going to come out just ahead of Goosey here. So Simon retaining the provisional lead of this race.
I had the wrong screen up. I was actually looking at the broadcast, not what I was supposed to look at. Well done, Connor.
Well done. As we go back up now, Mark Houghton, our current leader of this race, but is yet to pit for the regular pit stop period. So we'll have to see how he does for the Type N Esports car.
I was talking to Mark for quite a while there, and he was talking about the vets like Simon, and they both really enjoyed it. And Mark's got a lot of pace in this car as well.
Oh, we saw it firsthand. Round 1, he just walked away with Ursula Steven, but we'll have to see if he can kind of take advantage of his somewhat new strategy now for this race. See if he can take advantage. But I have to wonder if he didn't have that incident and he's remained in the top 5, if he would actually be leading the race instead of Simon.
Well, that's a good point too, and I don't want to say who was, because then get in trouble from one of the drivers, but definitely Mark having a lot of pace under the car, and see if he stays out or goes in. Might do the overcut like we've mentioned before. And he's going to stay out for a second lap. So, but I know a lot of these drivers are watching the stream. Hey guys, but doing an overcut is very risky sometimes, because if the guys that have done the undercut are out in clean air, fresh tyres, that's a thing where they could probably pick up a second or two, especially those fast guys. They definitely know how to extract every bit of time from a pit stop.
So, just so we know this as well, as I'm looking at the timing screen, so Houghton has actually pit, because he pitted on lap 1. When he pit on lap 1, he took a 1 minute 45 second pit lane travel time. Simon, that last lap then when he pitted, a 1 minute 13.32 travel time. So,
very long time, isn't it? It's it must feel like an eternity for those guys sitting there for so long.
Well, I think it's just the fact that it's a long circuit. You're going to need quite a bit of fuel put in the car, and it's also a long pit lane as well. So, you know, something to keep in mind. I believe do you know what the speed limit is at this for this pit lane?
I think it's about 80 k's. Most pits are 80 k's. Oh, okay. Someone's been off there.
Someone's had a bit of a moment in the sand there.
People doing a few sand castles out there, a few burnouts too. It's good to see. Mark with the bright red rims as well, looks pretty good.
Yeah, a bit of a colourway change here for Taipan this season, and we mentioned the last couple of weeks, I think it's a great colour combo, that red and blue.
Yeah, our team were talking about that the other day too, as well. They were like, "Oh, it's actually it's a pretty good livery from Flash Graphics. Does very well over there, Flash Graphics."
My inside sources have told me that the pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometres per hour.
Oh,
So,
not too far off. 8
No.
kilometres.
yes.
I thought it'd be a bit more, to be honest, just knowing how long it is. So. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
As
mate.
Mark's now coming into the pits here, just want to quickly mention as well, so Scotty, who for Picky's Performance hasn't pitted yet, still going though as he now goes into P1 up 24 spots as he comes past Mark here. But of course is yet to pit for the pit stop period. Be interesting to see when Mark comes out. We might just focus back on Simon here, the provisional leader. Back in P3, coming round now. I believe he's going to get out ahead of Mark Horton here. Come up the
But
hill.
you'd think so, yeah. Let's have a look though. Simon's coming across the pits now.
Yep, Mark's still in the pits. So
He's actually just went on the jack, so wow.
it's a very long pit lane though, and a very, I don't want to say slow because it's 72 kilometers per hour, but it is, you know, this track has got a lot of strategy to play because of how long it does take to get into those pit boxes. Oh, bit of a moment there for Simon coming out of turn 2.
See if Darren makes a move of this. Does he go up the inside? He's going to hold on the outside. He could get a good exit. He's got to break pretty late.
Oh, they're
and,
getting
and that's what he's done.
close.
Look at that. Side by side, coming into the hairpin.
Simon
gets a
keeping the
bit.
lead.
Simon does very well there. Darren just sitting right behind him. Just not doing too much there. Did put a little cheeky nose up though, because it keeps Simon thinking. That's a thing. Like
Well, I
it's
mean,
all a
it's
mental
going to
game.
keep him looking in that mirror, thinking, "Oh, when's he going to go for the move? Do I need to defend this corner?" And it's just it can cause the mistake to happen on its own.
That's it. And you can see Simon there, just getting a bit loose on exit. Bit of pressure from there.
For sure. Let's just look down the field a little bit now. Peter Latham, P11 at the moment, up 18 spots where he started. Alistair Bales there, P14.
Willie Bin's entry. It's Tim Slade. Well, I can't say Tim Slade, but a cool drive entry that's been renamed, and it looks very smart. That's the right word
It
to
does.
use.
I reckon it should be green though because it's got wheelie bins on the side of it, but maybe his local area has a blue bin.
Have a yellow Willie Bin's livery, maybe yellow and green.
Brett Taylor back in P18, currently up 10 spots from where he started for Valve Motorsport, so doing quite well today. See Will Munro there just in that little pack. Just keep an eye on this little pack here because I reckon there could be something on from there. They're looking a little bit, I don't know, there's this feeling off.
You get a weird vibe, eh? You're like,
Yeah, it's just like, I reckon something might happen here, I don't know, but we'll have to find out here.
let's all stay on board then. Might as well, you know.
Might as
So
well.
I think you just get that weird feeling as driver, commentator, whoever. You kind of go, might be something happening here. So I definitely know what you're talking about. One of the Type N cars just sitting a bit further back. Oh, huge slide there. Oh, that was huge.
Just covering the inside here. Paul Burns going to try and go around the outside. The number 74 Infinity Motorsports car. He gets it done down the straight. Very good job.
Very easily too. Just Infinity's car just having no pace down the straight because he had that little wiggle. Type N car too.
Paul
Sitting
definitely
right
having
there.
a much better exit than him. You can see Damien just ahead there. He's kind of made a bit of a gap after that little moment, but not too much.
KFC car leading this little pack here, making me feel hungry.
Oh, it's not fair, is it? It's making me want to sing
No,
the box.
I know, right? I've actually got ribs for dinner, so I'm actually looking forward to that. But anyway, we'll stop talking about food because
Yep.
I'll grab something from the fridge while I've got my headset.
They
and
come back
commentate at the same
around
time.
now.
Covering off the move there from the Centuries Motorsports.
Yep, let's just focus on... Oh, there's a slow car there. Glenn Corbett once again, parking up on the side of the track, letting some lap cars go around him here.
Very responsible from Glenn there.
As just see here as well, just further up on the timing tower, Darren Goosey has actually gotten the move done on Simon Heddersheed into P2 now, so he can now start to make a charge up towards the front of the field. Scotty Rattler yet to come in the pits though, for what we would assume the second stop that he needs to take to make it to the lap 1.
More exciting news, Mark on.
Yeah, Mark out in
into
P4. So
Wow.
back to where he started. He's doing very, very well there. I have to wonder if there's been a bit of an incident that's pushed some people back down the field to get him up.
I wonder if Mark here, I reckon he might need to go up to split 1, moving up that fast. Fast
He's
driver
done very
here,
well. Also, just behind him, Michael Schroeder, P5, up 28 spots in this race. But I
We were
believe
talking about-
he's going to need to pit again. Oh, as he's had a bit of a lock up there.
Huge lock up there, lock at the fronts. That will cook a bit of rubber off the tyre and as the WK entries go by.
So,
And that's the thing, I was talking about being smooth. It's you lock the front, you lose a lot of time here.
oh, for sure, as we see Simpson just behind him there, having a bit of a peak, but not going for quite the dive. So, Michael pitted lap 9, so you know we could he's probably most likely going to have to pit again to make it to the end, because I think he's a bit low for lap 9 to get a critical lap in. So I'll have to see where he comes out, but see how Mark's doing here. He comes around the carousel underneath that speed wheel sign just before. Got a 12-second gap to the top, or to the bottom of the top 3 there in Simon Heddersheed. He's trying to make some moves throughout the field here. Getting further and further up the field. My inside sources have told me that the critical lap was actually lap 8, so he could actually make it to the end.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah, right.
we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that, because if he has the pace and he can make it to the end on fuel, then he could be in for a great result today.
That's it, and I was talking about getting fuel on that lap 2, lap 3. I reckon I'll be on the money for that one. Save that extra bit of fuel.
Near one of the back markers now coming in the pits.
Looks like the Holdens are currently dominating as well. Might as well talk about manufacturing cars.
I mean, they'd say that some people believe that these cars are different, but I think they're actually just the same type of car with a different shell, to be fair. But it's not really about the car; it's about the driver at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's it. I think there is a little difference. My teammates have kind of experimented. I think the Holden's got a bit more body roll to it, personally, and I think the Mustang turns a bit more. That's the testing I've done personally. Believe what you want to believe, but yeah, that's what I felt. So I drive the Mustang personally. So I'm a bit of a Ford fan. Dad loves these Fords, and yeah, that was my to the light side and the dark side, I guess.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I do, and it's very rare, it's normally it's gotten to about once a year now, because I only do the 1,000. But whenever I do drive a supercar, it's normally the Commodore, because that's the one that I own, and I haven't bought the Mustang yet, so...
Yep. Oh, bit of smoke
so, yeah,
there.
there's a bit of smoke there. I have to wonder who's caused that. Let's see, on the battle box there, Brian Bernard currently down 25 spots in P30, so he's had a bit of a knock with someone. He's currently in the pits as well. So we'll just check out. Oh, Scotty comes into the pits now, so we'll go back to our... Oh, Heddersheed going down the inside, possibly here. It's a mega battle between him and Darren Goosey as they come now down towards the final corner. Darren going to retain the lead, though, of this race as they're about to come past the pits and take that precious lead from Scotty Rattler. Oh, Heddersheed, this could be mega down the inside.
Simon might get the move done here. He just needs to put a bit more braking application in here and just push him a bit wide here. Simon up the inside, big dive. That was really nice there.
That was a
Exactly
mega
what I
move, but
said.
Darren could be coming back here into turn 2/turn 3. I don't know if they classify that other kink as a turn, but down the inside, Darren Goosey.
Oh, a bit of a slide too from Simon. I was going to say, Simon had that outside. He could have got a good run off the exit, but he didn't there. So Simon's going to have to hang on to this hairpin coming up here. You can almost call it a hairpin. It's almost 90 degrees.
Oh, Simon's looking down the inside, but Darren's going to cover. I think he thought better of it there.
Yeah, Darren putting a lot of brakes into that, I saw. Coming up to the crest here. Down the second gear, running it out really wide here. Put the power down. Simon's holding on for sure. Darren's got a lot of pace under that car though. Simon leading half of the race. Darren taking the lead now.
These guys are really becoming the upper echelon of this race. Currently 10.5 seconds back to Mark Houghton in P3.
Wow.
So these guys are pushing hard to try and stay out the front for as long as they can and to get as far away as they can from that P3. So it's just them two battling. But it's absolutely phenomenal to see.
Yeah, it's good to see, that's for sure.
You know, we're getting towards the latter end of this race now. Only 7 laps to go after they come round onto lap 25. You know, they're doing very well as they come up through Thunder Valley. Pushing hard. You know, and we spoke about people to look out for. You know, Houghton P3, Boardman P6, Peter Latham in P9. These are all guys who've got great pace. And if these guys can make a mistake, those guys could easily just wiggle their way through the field and get up towards the front through recent history.
And we've been talking about him all stream. Adam was up to P5 at one point and more than 17 places up. So
Back down
definitely
now.
doing really well.
Yeah, unfortunately though, back down to P21.
Oh no.
Only 2 spots up from where he started, so he must have had a bit of a knock throughout the race. So currently the biggest mover is Peter Latham, 20 spots up, currently P9. Behind that, but ahead of him, Scotty Rattler has come out of the pits in P8, 17 spots up from where he started. So an absolute mega effort from him today.
And look at Simon up the inside, trying to make a move. He had a bad exit last time. Let's see if he can redeem himself. Run.
He's got
Darren
the move
out
on.
wide.
He's already ahead.
Under and over, Darren might do. This is a smart move if Darren can get it done. He doesn't. Backs out a bit more than what he needs to be. Really nice there. Simon leading him up down to... Oh,
Bit of a
big
wiggle over the
there.
top. Having to brake a bit more than he needs to there. Oh, big knock there! And he just knocked Darren right into the wall and he stopped. I think he wants to try and redress.
Oh, that was huge. Absolute mega crash there.
That was massive, and you know who's going to take advantage of this? Mark Horton.
Oh, look at Mark go by. What a great effort from Mark. Look at that. Almost from the back of the field up to P1. Oh, that was so unfortunate for Darren
From
and Simon.
P4 to almost plumb last to back up to P1. These are the kind of stories that you just can't write. I mean, they write themselves in this league. It's incredible to watch.
Unfortunate there for Simon, and yeah, that was terrible. What lap was that? That was
lap
25.
So only 6 from the end, or 6.5 from the end.
Bit of a drive home now for Mark here.
The battle just getting a little bit too intense for them. So this currently, Darren on track, he's still in P2 apparently. As we see one of the KFC cars off there just ahead. So Darren is still travelling here without a bonnet. He's surely going to have to pit. You see, look, James Boardman now up into P3. Something happened there to the cars just behind him. So you'd have to expect when Darren goes in, James about to take second place here. Although Darren is continuing to go with only 6 laps left, or 5 laps left now.
Mega drive though from Mark though, but Darren unfortunately having a heap of damage here. It's just, it looks like Simon just had a bit of a tank slapper there and just hit Darren, but Darren was in a really interesting spot. Even that fast right, I don't think they could have went side by side through it. So it's a bit of a 50-50, but short race control will sort it out, and we'll see what happens. And,
That is
coming down.
That's for sure, mate, as they come down now towards turn 5, that heavy braking zone, the danger, this little section that's coming up, danger zone here for Darren, as we found out last lap. As he comes in, turn 5. Oh, little wiggle up the hill.
Yeah, that's that. Having no bonnet, it's be good for the cooling for the engine, but
Not very good
yeah,
for the the lack of aero that these cars have got, but it's even worse now.
yeah, it's not very very slimline.
Slimline or streamline?
Streamlined. That's the word. So
See, James has built the gap, or brought the gap down now to just about a second between him and Darren. So he's got the pace, and I reckon he's going to want to go for a move sooner rather than later.
Darren just having that slide on exit 2, so the bonnet's really affecting him. Wonder if he's got a bit of engine damage too. So
I would expect so after coming front on with the wall, as it looks like. As he's lost his front end now.
Oh wow!
Somehow.
So now he doesn't have any front downforce. He's gonna have to rely on his right foot. Oh,
I don't know if that's just unloaded or if it's actually come off the car, but very interesting as we see there. Oh, Jason, we saw him earlier, P3 down at P29 now, just in the grass there.
Don't think much is going to happen here, so we might as well go down the field and see if there's anything. Eh?
Yeah, let's check it out, I reckon. So Stephen Greck, P6 at the moment, up 14 spots for Old Mate and Sons, doing very well. Scotty Rattler, we mentioned him before, up into P7 now, 18 spots from where he started. Brett Taylor up 18 spots now in P10 as well, doing a very, very good job. We'll just check here, Paul Burns just in behind. Here's Alistair Bales, who's up 16 spots. Great race from him today so far. Just check out Scotty Weston, P17.
No bonnet, no front end.
Nah, that's Peter Vermey just in front for WKMP. So Scotty here up 15 spots. We might go up 16 after this. So yet another unfinished kit car driving around here. They got two of them on track.
Just driving around.
Just rotating at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel bad for those guys that just have no body panels on the car. It's very it's just very annoying. It slows the car down to a point where you just think, oh, this is just annoying at this point. So yeah, for all those guys, I can imagine they'd be pulling their hair out.
For sure. I mean, you can see just in behind as well, Todd Duggan, who started in the top 5. You see Scotty Weston go a bit wide there into turn 5.
See if the Nova car wants to make a move. No, he doesn't. He sits behind him.
Let's check it out here as well. Peter Latham has dropped a couple of spots. He'd made up quite a bit of ground, but I have to wonder if he might have had a bit of an off throughout this race. I've seen him drop down a bit now for Shadow Racing. See, former leader as well just ahead, Simon Hedersheed, P24 after that knock on lap 25. Just trying to regain anything that he lost in that incident throughout the rest of this race now with only a couple laps to go. But I think, are we under safety car at the moment?
Yeah, that's safety
car.
car.
We're under safety car.
Wow.
Very interesting for the end of this race. I have to wonder if Darren decides to pick now that we're under safety car.
Well, then he loses even more spots because everyone's so bunched out. But I think everyone's going to do a pit stop anyway. If
one of the cars
got damage,
let pass.
Brass Sim Racing, bright pink livery. Knew someone that actually used to drive for those guys. Sebastian Varndale, very quick driver now. To see that livery still around.
So we're coming up to the final 3 or 4 laps here. We'd have to assume we're going to be behind safety car for
That's the reason why.
Yeah. which we mentioned it before, but I didn't think the safety car would come out for it. But I guess he is in quite a dangerous spot there. So, 3 or 4 laps to go now. 3 laps to go as they cross the line. What's your pick for this one, do you reckon?
I'm going to put my number on Mark, just with the pace he's got under that car right now. It's unbelievable. Sorry to all the rest of the drivers, but he's just got the pace in the car tonight. Just very smooth. Doesn't make a mistake so fast. So if he stays out there and still kicking butt, then he might have it. And James right behind him might get Darren there just with having no bonnet and not going through the pits. Yeah, definitely James might be up for P2 tonight.
Well, I think, if James can hook in close enough to... I would say if James was in P2 on the restart, he'd have a very good chance of winning this race because
100%.
him and Mark are about the same pace, and he'd be right behind him, so he'd be able to go for moves. Only a couple laps to go, what have you. I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see on the restart, to see how these guys react, and also to see if we get another incident like we've had throughout this race, although that one was on a dead start, but it's going to be interesting. As we've been saying, this race has been full of entertainment and entertaining moments, and you cannot deny that. Just epic crashes, great battles, heart-stopping moments to see, how many lead changes we've had, or how many different people have actually come into play for the lead of this race. But we can see Darren still in the fight here. He stayed out for a reason because he knows there's not that many laps left, and he wants to try and get past Mark and possibly take that win that he was fighting so hard for with Simon. So it's been fantastic, been great to watch.
And talking about the racing, mate, how good are the commentators as well? What do you guys think? But yeah, the racing's been unbelievable. It's great to see. Just the racing caliber. It's just even it's been called Split 2. It's almost like you're watching a Split 1 race for a very high up league, and veterans have done it very well, and it's organised very well.
I mean, it's almost like this is the Super 2 of Split 1, because Super 2 still has great drivers and great action, but as you're saying, like the Split 2 and even Split 3, they could be top splits of other leagues. They're that close and that quick, and it's great to see.
It is, definitely. And yeah, what a drive from Mark tonight so far, eh? It's just
very well. Great recovery from him to come back up into P1 right now. It's unbelievable stuff from him today, and it's been great to see. Just come up now. The safety car has left them behind, so we're going to get... I said 3 laps before, but it's 3 rotations. We're going to get 3 laps left of racing here today, as they're going to come on to lap 29 in a moment and begin racing once again. Could be very, very interesting to see here the battle first, because the whole pack's been backed up now. As you see, Mark and Darren kind of breaking away just a little bit from James there in P3. So it will be, sure, very exciting. You can feel the animosity, you can feel the energy building for these final couple of laps. Could be a mega end to this race.
James backing off a little bit from Darren, but it looks like Darren's pushing Mark up to the last corner, and here we go. The last couple of laps of racing, here we go. The veteran Split 2 at Road America, Wisconsin. Mark weaving down the straight, Darren just following right behind. With all that damage, that would really affect the straight line of that car. Looks like one of the cars having a good battle back there as well. 2 wide down to the turn 1.
As they hit it now down towards turn 3. We could possibly see another one of those moments happen. We saw it happen with Mark before when Darren and Simon contacted together. He just snuck right through James in the perfect position to do that right now.
It's definitely not in a bad little spot. So is Darren though. He looks like he's having a look, but he just has that too much damage. Look at this, turn 5. Look how far he is. Just back from Mark.
Really,
Mark's having a mistake.
Oh, bit of a niggle there as we see Darren poking the nose. We saw it not come out so nicely for Darren last time he did this. Is he going to
Mark
get the
with the
move
huge
done?
Mark having the inside. James could sneak by through here, and that's what he's done. Dan holding the line.
He's having to
Look at
block
this.
off two guys at the same time now. As Steve Grumley back up into P2 now. Oh, as he's gone off the track. Gone a bit overcooked there. The race is going off already with only a couple laps to go.
Steve Grunley there, what a great move. If he just pulled that up, that would have been P2 for him. Mark
Big move there for Darren in the wall! Unbelievable! I think he might have clipped the grass there and turned himself into the wall. I don't see a mark on James's car.
It looked like James didn't even touch him there. I think Darren just put the right foot down and too much gentle. Mark pulling away now. Down to the best corner name ever.
Thunder Valley. A thunderous crash there.
Yeah, I can agree with you completely. James right behind Mark. Mark would be absolutely sweating. I wouldn't want to be in Mark's situation. Mark just pulling away out of the corner. Great.
I'll tell you what though, Mark is very cool, calm and collected. We saw it round one. He was hounded all the way to the end and he just stuck into it and stuck out for the race. Ended up getting the victory on that day. Can he do it again today, defending from both James Boardman and Stephen Grech? Might I mention you up 17 spots into P3. What a mega drive from him.
What can stop him at this point, Mark? Just absolutely on a drive to the... James, just huge wiggle, getting every bit of pace out of that car. James has been pushing through the field, and so has Mark. I wonder if those tyres are a bit used. Even that the stop in the middle, the tyres would be still worn. But they did cool down after that safety car, so they're in a bit of a weird spot for the tyres. So they're still trying to figure out a bit of grip, and it looks like Mark's trying to... He's got the most grip out of the car right now.
We've spoken about it majority of the race, about those smooth inputs. This is one of those tracks that you need smooth inputs around because you get those tight corners, you get those long sweepers. Make that little mistake in your steering or your throttle or brake input and it could be all over for you.
Yeah, Mark just putting it in the chat as well, saying it was a hard battle to the end, and it looks like it. Mark, great exit. Look at this, James still sitting there in the Holden ZB Commodore. Awesome liveries on the cars too. Holden versus Ford. This is what it's been down to since generations and generations. So to see these guys go back at it again. See the Gen 3s come through as well. So up the inside, Mark's holding off. Mark's defending everything at this point.
As they come up through the valley now, up towards the final corner. We're going to have one lap left and it's going to be absolutely mega from these guys. As they come up now to cross the line.
Bit of weaving there from Mark as well. James just trying to get every bit of that slipstream. Mark's just holding off for dear life. This is last lap.
White flag, here we go.
5Ks to go. He's going to use every bit of tyre, every bit of engine left in that thing. In the Taipan Esports, as James is just hunting him down.
He's sitting up right behind him now. He's got him in the scope. Can he take the shot and get past Mark Houghton to take only his second victory in Vets?
Yeah, what a great ending that would be. And James he's got the move. He's just not close enough. If he does for a big dive bomb, Mark covers. Comes back out to the right-hand side. James just right behind him, but he's just not close enough. He just needs to a bit more out of that tyre and the car.
I'll tell you what, if James wants to get this done now and get to first place, he needs to stick in behind Mark up towards Thunder Valley because that's the best spot he's going to be able to make a move now for the rest of this lap.
Definitely, that would be the move.
As Mark covers inside, coming up towards the carousel, going underneath the Speedville sign.
Thought he wasn't going to stop there.
As they come round, weaving all over the circuit.
Great exit there. Crucial down this back straight. Now, James just needs to fire the car right up the inside. Look at this. He's really close now. This is the closest he's ever been.
Mark's starting to block. He's right there.
Mark putting his car in a great spot. James is going to have to go the long way around. Oh,
Mark
he's done well, though.
He's just out braking him as they're coming up now towards the final little section here at Road America. Final corner. Can James get a move done? He looks too far back. Mark Houghton going to come round the final corner, up the hill. And on this day of all days at Road America, it's Houghton takes win at Road America, his second for the season. Great job to him today.
Great drive there. Up a stupid amount of positions there. Steve Grumley doing a great drive there too. Up in a P3. Adam Simpson coming across the line, P10. Great drive from him. He was up to P5 there. He could have been in the pack there too. So next round, I reckon he'd be on too. So one of the racecraft entries, Peter from Shadow Racing. Good drive from him. P16. Well done to him.
Done very well there. Michael Schroeder, P10. Unbelievable. I'm just going to ask, in case they are watching, if we could possibly get the podium finishers to get into the green room, as we have James in there, who finished P2. So we'll bring them in the moment and have a bit of a chat and a bit of an interview with them about that race. We'll see Michael Schroeder there. But before we do bring them in, let's just give the race results for today.
What a great race today, though.
Unbelievable.
You couldn't have asked anything more, and there's the results. Go for it.
Mark Houghton for Type N Esports finishes P1 today, with James Borden for Infinity Motorsports just in behind. P3 goes to Steve Grumley of SLS Racing. Had a nice recovery there after that little moment. Stephen Greck in P4 just in behind. P5 Gary Buckland. P6 Troy Sipple. P7 Scotty Rattler. P8 Marty Hanson. P9 Brett Taylor. P10 goes to Adam Simpson. Unbelievable race for him. Simon Hennessy taking P11. P12 going to Paul Burns, as we see a bit of after race action here in the background. P13 Michael Power for WKP Sim Sports. P14 goes to Paul Hayes. P15 Damien Cross. P16 Peter Latham. P17 goes to Daniel Webster. P18 goes to Mario Reel. So we go down now. P19 Peter Verme. P20 Peter Baxter. P21 Brett Douglas. P22 Alistair Bales. P23 Darren Goosey. P24 Bruce McLeod. P25 Lorne McKee. P26 Michael Schroeder. P27 Scotty Weston there for Type N Esports GMK Logistics. P28 Todd Duggan. And then we go down. P29 Matty McMillan WKMP. Will Munro in P30. P31 Dale Carpenter. P32 Glenn Corbett. P33 Jason DiBattito. And then rounding out the field in P34, Brian Minogue. As we see after them is the safety car and race control. Although John Gallen in P35 as well. So very well done to these guys. Let's just check out to see. We got Mark and James there waiting in the green room. We'll just bring them into here. As we just do this.
To the fence.
Mark and James, welcome.
How you going, guys?
Unbelievable drive from you guys today. How'd that feel?
Yeah, it was a bit surprising, actually.
It was a
Mate,
great recovery drive, honestly. Sorry, it's just... You go, Connor. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're all good, mate. Mark, mate, what an amazing drive there. Someone did say in chat that you got a 40-second hold for your first pit stop. Is that true or not?
No penalties. I was 3 wide into turn 2, lap 1. I was the unlucky one. I was slightest of bumps, just as we were in the braking zone there. Out into the marbles, across the grass, into the wall. Back to last, major damage. Luckily, first time it's really happened for me. Just as I was coming around the final corner, the safety car was called. So I pitted, got my damage repaired, fast repair, took full fuel, tyres, and came back out. So my final pit stop was quite a lot shorter than everybody else's, I guess. And I surprised myself. I came out there in P4, I think, after the pits, and I was like, oh wow. And I knew Scotty had the pit, so I'm like, just very surprised.
I was going to say, mate, you've made. I've known you for a while now, Mark. Mate, big improvements. And what did you take? I'm sure you take away from every race you do. What did you take away from this whole race? Because obviously getting the win, that's amazing. But what did you kind of come out with the race? You know, could you have done
Uh,
some stuff better, or do you think it was just a flawless drive?
Not really a flawless drive. I had a lot of luck. A lot of luck. Just as to say that consistency is key.
Yep.
You know, made one mistake at lap one into the wall. That major damage. Very lucky to have the safety car call when I did. And then just the seas just seemed to part for me. Like I just didn't get held up anywhere. Wasn't involved in any more incidents. Just
I'll
cruised on through.
nickname you Moses next time, mate.
James, unbelievable effort from you today, mate. Up to P2. How was that race for you?
Well, I think P2 is a win in my book. I think making Mark sweat bullets is just as good as winning. So I think it was definitely a mixed race. Personally, I feel like I actually drove quite faultlessly. I was caught up unfortunately, it was a bad rejoin by Paul Hayes, and that resulted in me dropping 5 spots. I'd got myself up to P5, back to P9, but I think it was a bit exciting to have a safety car that close to the end of the race, and once I'd realised that I really just did have enough pace to really go for the win, that it was about as much pressure as I could put on without the risk of something going wrong. So it was definitely great to at least go for the win, but be extremely happy with P2.
Unbelievable effort. So we saw there towards the end of the race we saw Darren just ahead of you have a bit of a moment into the walls. Was there a knock, or did he just kind of lose it on the grass and then just shoot to the right?
Well, on the broadcast, it very much looked like I turned him around, but I wasn't even close enough to him at that point. It would have been at least a whole car length or more. But in the broadcast, it did look like I was quite close. But he just grabbed the grass on the left hand side, and nothing worse than putting yourself into a wall that close to the end of the race. So definitely feel for him there.
For sure, absolutely brilliant. All right, well, thank you guys so much for being in here. I'll just go to Mark first. Mark, do you just want to give your thanks or your quick little shout outs before we end the broadcast here today?
Yep, no worries. Thank you. Huge shout out firstly to the Bailey and Hewlett Foundation, and thanks to the team, all the veteran team to getting on board and supporting them. Shout out to my sponsors: Blacktown Mazda, Blacktown City, GMW Haval, Too Easy Finance, Simrigs, Sideways Photography, GMK Logistics, series sponsors: Kumho Tyres, Parramatta Zuzu, Logitech G, Player One Sim Gear. Special thanks to my team. Couldn't do it without you guys. Consistency's really paying off for me, and I've definitely gaining that from the team and our practice sessions and so forth. Lastly, special thanks to you guys. Great call tonight. Love the broadcast. Shout out to all the guys behind the team in the race control and safety car, and Luke Holland for all he does behind the scenes. Yep, thanks very much, guys.
No worries. Thank you, Mark and James. Just want to give your shout outs as well. You there, James?
Oh, sorry, bud. Yeah. So a shameless self-plug to Alcoholder, and also, to Infinity Motorsport for putting it all together for us every week. We wouldn't have, a car, let alone a livery or anything, if it wasn't for those guys. So also, too, just like to say it's very good to see the Bale and Stewart additions to the liveries this week. There's probably no better cause to have depart from our standard liveries. So and thanks to everyone else involved, and of course number 1, number 2 commentator right there.
Oh, thank you.
I won't say which order.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm just going to move you boys out of here now, and we'll just do this. Very good. All right. Well, yeah, so that's round 3, guys, at Road America. Thank you to Connor for joining me this week. Hopefully you can
Too
come
easy.
back next week and help me out again. For, I believe it is oh my god, I need the track name so I can read it. Rudskogen in Norway. So that's going to be a very exciting race, I reckon. Brand new track to iRacing. Haven't really seen these cars go around there. Can't say that it's a track made for supercars just yet, because I have been called out for saying that. But it should be very interesting, and I'm very excited to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. It's race the GT3s there, very competitively, but yeah, not a supercar. So it'll be interesting next week. And thanks for Hamish for bringing me on board and all the boys behind the veterans. Because yeah, it wouldn't be happening if I didn't get called in from Mark either. Mark Hunton. He asked me to come along, and yeah, thanks to all the boys. Appreciate it, and hopefully I'll be here next week. Thanks to all those guys.
Absolutely incredible, mate. Well, thank you guys for watching the V8 Veterans here on iRacing for Split 2, Round 2. And just once again, if you'd like to donate to the Balin Stewart Foundation, be sure to go to www.balinstewartfoundation.org.au and get a donation in to help stop Bin the Blade for Balin. Hashtag Bin the Blade for Balin. I hope wherever Balin is, that this race entertained him if he could see it. And I hope you guys enjoyed as well. But we'll see you next week for Rudskogen and round 4 of Split 2 V8 Veterans.